Back for today's Sudoku from Twitch's largest Sudoku stream. Um, I decided that we will go ahead and do a Thermo Sudoku today since it's been a while. It's only 3 stars, so it shouldn't be too bad. So let's get started, shall we? So just a reminder, normal Sudoku rules apply. So every box, column, and row has to have the digits 1 through 9 exactly once. So the little bulbs and lines that are in here are thermometers. And in this variant, what is going on is when you start at the bulb and make your way up, the digits have to be strictly increasing. So if, say, I placed a 3 here, it would have to be at least a 5 here, and then larger as we go up. So let's see if anything jumps out at us. Obviously, so the first thing normally you want to do in Thermo Sudoku is just look and see what the largest thermometer is and see how restricted it is. Unfortunately, the longest one is only a 4, so it's not particularly restrictive. Things we can do our normal notation. So this one looks into this box, this one looks into this box. So the 1 has to be in one of these 2 places. So I'm going to go ahead and put the note of 1 on here. That's, again, to remind us that in this box, only these 2 cells could possibly have a 1 in it. Obviously, interesting things that happen because of the thermometer is that 1s, if it's on a thermometer, it has to be at the bulb because there's nothing less than 1. And 9s have to be at the end of the thermometer since there's nothing greater than 9. So that does let us make some headway. So like this 9 right here is actually very, very powerful in this puzzle. Because it sees down here, over here, up here, and over here. But then this is on a thermometer, this is on a thermometer, this is on a thermometer, and this is on a thermometer. So it does give us the ability to place notes for 9 just because of the where the bulbs of the thermometer are. So go ahead and do that, that, and that. Similarly, if we look at 1s, obviously if we put this note in here, nothing special. Like this is just a normal Sudoku note that we'd be able to make and say it's in one of these 2. However, is there something else we can do? Doesn't actually look like it. Oh, okay. So these 2 columns both have 3 and 6, which means in this box, the 3 and the 6 can't be here, and there's a 3 right here. So this cell actually has to be a 6, which means it makes this cell a 3. So go ahead and put the 6 in here and the 3 in there. What do the 6s give us past that? Not really anything that jumps out at me. Now, since we have 3 cells or 3 in this column, what we kind of want to do is we want to look at these and then see is there anything in the other columns that'll help us. So like this 8 right here means it can't be in any of those, and this 8's right there. So what we're doing is we're looking in the empty columns of this box to see if we can place anything on the other side. So this 8 we can put right here, or put a note anyway. So this 7 is on this empty side of the box, and then this is right here, or well, not right there. So this sees here, and this sees there. So one of those 2 is a 7, which they look down, this looks down, this looks here. one of these two must be a 7. And I actually kind of want to continue looking at 7s. So this 7 looks across here. This 7 looks down. And now the question we want to ask ourselves is, could the 7 be right here? And the answer is no, because if the 7 was right here, we could go 8, then 9, but then we've run out of room on the thermometer. So this actually can't be a 7. So it means that there's a 7 in one of these two spots. Which again, now that we've put notes in this box in the same column, we want to look up this column of boxes and see if that helps us at all. And I think it does. So we look up like this, and then this looks across, this looks up, and now this has to be a 7. Which, now this 7 looks across here, this 7 looks up, this 7 looks across, and this is a 7. So it looks down, up. One of these two is a 7. Either one could be a 7, so we'll go ahead and put it there. But now that we now have either a 7 or a note for 7 in every single box. So we no longer have to think about 7s for a while. Kind of want to think about 8s maybe. Can we do anything with 8s? Box 1, 8, and 9. Yeah, exactly. So this is something like as soon as we placed this 7, it told us what's going on with the rest of the thermometer. Yeah, exactly, Mega. Yeah, you got it. Because it has to increase. There's only 2 digits larger than 7, and they have to be on the end of this thermometer. So yeah, exactly. This is an 8. This is a 9, which took off a 9 note right here. So this is a 9. So this 9 is really powerful because it looks over here, and a 9 can't be on the thermometer if it's not on the end, so it can't be there. So in this box, the 9 has to be right here. So this 9 is going to disentangle a lot of 9 information for us. So this is a 9, which makes this a 9. This 9 again is powerful because it looks down here. These can't be 9 because of they're not at the end of the thermometer. So one of those two has to be a 9. They look across. This looks down. Obviously, this can't be a 9 because it's on the thermometer. So one of these two is a 9. Now we have a lot placed about 9s. Unfortunately, anytime we place a 9 at the end or a 1 at the beginning of a thermometer, it doesn't really give us much, if any, information other than like regular Sudoku information. But since these are all fairly short thermometers, I do feel like looking at what was I getting ready to say? Looking at the larger numbers may help us. So looking at this 8, so this 9 is here, so these two can't be an 8. This 8 looked up. That's still 3 places. Oh, actually, 8 can't be on the thermometer here. So 8, because the 7 is at the end, so everything's smaller than 7. So 8 has to be in one of those 2 places, which looks across there. So 8 is in one of those 2. However, this note looks up, so this isn't an 8. This is. Okay. So we have This box here needs 5, 4, 1, and 2. Obviously 5 can't be here, but 4 can't be here because of this. And 1 can't be here because it's on the thermometer. So just by looking at the box, this has to be a 2, which makes this a 1. Does that logic make sense to you, Mega? Why that cell has to be a 2? Yeah. I just want to make sure. I figured it seemed like you were the only one that was still definitely following along. So that's a 2, which makes this have to be a 1. And this is a 4-5 pair to finish off the box. Let's see, is there any other boxes we kind of want to look at? Let's continue looking at 8s for a quick second. I think we know where the 8 is down here. So this 8 looks across, and it can't be there. And it obviously can't be in either of those places. Okay, let's see what, I guess it's a 3 in row 2, column 9. Because 1, 2, 3, because the 5. Okay, so this is obviously a 3-5 pair. And this can't be a 5 because 6 is taken. Yes, exactly. Yep, I see it. Yeah, this has to be a... So just for anyone else that's thinking about it, this couldn't be a 5 because we would need to fit a 6 in here, which means this actually has to be the 3 to finish, and then this is the 5 to finish the row. So there's a 4 or a 5 right here to finish the thermometer, which means to finish this row, we need a 2. So that is a 2. So look, this 2 looks down, this looks up. One of those 2 is a 2. One, 2, 3. This is a 3-6 pair. Just as a reminder, I know I haven't talked about it in this video. If, again, the corner notation means that in this particular box, one of these 2 cells is a 2. If it's in the center of a cell, it's talking about the cell itself. So the cell is either a 3 or a 6. Row 4, column 2, can't... Oh, right, there's this 2 right here. Yeah, exactly, so this is a 2. So since this is a 2, and Eyeless is paying attention to me rather than his homework, that actually fixes this thermometer, right? Because the only digit less than 2 is a 1. This one looks across, this one looks down. So one of these 2 is a 1, which actually should be fairly strong because they look here. Since it's a 1, it can't be further down on the thermometer. This one looks here. So one of these 2 is a 1, which isn't actually helpful because we knew that from the column. But we'll go ahead and put it in anyway. Let's continue looking at 1s. 1s have extra restrictions on them because it is Thermo. That's 3 different places. I'm not happy about that. This one looks down. Yeah, these 1s aren't actually giving any information. Because this cell, the 1 couldn't be on this late in the thermometer anyway. 1s aren't great. I know we were talking about 8s. What more can we do with 8s? This 8 looks down. This looks across. So it could be in any of these 3. It's not amazing. Looks across, down. This definitely can't be an 8. So 8's in one of these 2. If we can somehow figure out if this is or is not an 8, that would be fantastic. One of these 2 is an 8. No. Well, one of these 2 is an 8, but this 8 here looks at them, so this is the 8. Which does give us a lot of information on this box. Fuzzy, I just did the Reach Gold 3. So I'm at almost 700 gold medals for the level 8 Great Hall. So that's the mission that I'm on. This 8 looks down. This 8 looks down. 8 cannot start this thermometer. So this is actually where the 8 has to be in this box, which means this is an 8. And since they're this far on the thermometer, this is a 9 and this is a 9, which took out, so this is a 9. Sorry, I'm just going to clean up real quick all of the stuff that it took notes out for. And then Mega says there's an 8 in row 6, column 6. I must have gotten that from the notes being cleaned up. Sorry, Mega. I think this is an interesting cell. So it can't be 1, 3, or 4. But it also can't be 5, because then there wouldn't be something to fit here. So I think this cell is a 2. Two in row 3, column 8. Yeah, exactly. So this is actually just from the thermometer. I should have been paying attention to that. So the 1 can't go here, and it needs to be less than 3. So that's a 2. But again, this can't be 1, 3, or 4 because they're looking at it. If I tried to place a 5 here, it would break the thermometer. So this is a 2. Which means it looks across, this looks here, this looks here, so this is a 2. And then looks up, across, across. This is a 2, which fixes this is a 7, which fixes this is a 7. This needs 1, 4, and 5. So you don't know anything about this, but this also could be 4 or 5. But this has to be a 4 or a 5. Just like this has to be a 4 or a 5, just by the, whoa, that was not good, by the column. So this is 1, 4, or 5. Not sure which. 1 is over here, and then either 4 or 5 is in here, and then the third is up there. Oh, this is 4 or 5. I'm seeing a lot of 4, 5 pairs. 5, 4, 5, 4. Let's look at this thermometer. This is either 3, 4, or 5. That's not a lot to work off of. This box needs, well, this box needs a 4, and this 4 looks in there. So this is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs a 6. So this is a 6. So this is now 1 or 5. There's a 1 in row 9, column 7. Okay, why? So let's see. Why does it have to be here and not here? I don't see immediately. Okay, okay. Just making sure. Um, so if this were a 5, okay, this is good. This will be helpful. If this were a 5, this would have to be a 6 because 7 and 8 can't be there. But since there's a 6 right here, this can't be a 5. So this has to be a 1. Since this is a 1, this could be a bunch of different things. It could be 3 or 5. Not a bunch of different things. It's actually exactly 3 or 5. Which makes this 3, 4, or 5 to finish the column. Now these 1s made it so we can look at the notes. This is a 1. Looking at the notes again. This looks down, so this is a 1. Now this is a 1. So we've now finished off the 1s. Let's see here. What else can we say? This is kind of annoying in here because we still got a lot of options. Maybe this thermometer. Oh wow, look. The column's done except for that cell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is a 5. Which means that, what does it mean? Oh, right. So this is either a 6 or a 7, but this 6 can't be there. So this is a 7. That's what it means. So now we need a 4, 6, and 3. So 3, 4, 6. This one can't be a 4. This one can't be a 6. Okay, so we're actually, we've placed all of our information about the thermometers. The thermometers no longer matter to us. This is either a 4 or a 5. Since this is either a 4 or 5, that makes this a 7. Huh. This is real annoying. Seven, row 7. Yeah, I caught that as well. These 4s and 5s are definitely a bit obnoxious. Oh, right. Yeah, this is a 6. So that makes this a 3 or a 5, but that's a 3, so this is a 5. And this is a 3. There's a 6 in row 5, columns. Yeah. So I think we both caught that 6, and I think that 6 is just going to put the puzzle in autopilot for us. No, 3. 6, 4, 6, 3, 3, and then that's going to be 5. So yeah, we both saw it at the same time that 6 is what really finished the puzzle off for us. So I think this one was probably a little bit easier than some of the puzzles we've done recently. But again, I do like the little bit of information and like having to look at things in a different way so that the thermometers cause for us. Like I said, that's why I like these particular variants: the thermometer, night move, and sandwich, because they make you look at things in a different way than normal Sudoku. But all three of them make you look at different things in different ways. So I think it's kind of cool anyway. So that was the Sudoku of the night from, again, the largest Sudoku channel on Twitch. So thanks, everybody.